Boom.
Boom.
There it is. Rico, can you hear us there, brother? All right. Technical difficulties, but this is live and this is how it works. So, guys, welcome to the podcast tonight. Man, do we have a good one for you? We got special guest Hedge Fund Bill with Hedge Fund DeFi Project. Hedge Fund Bill, how are you tonight?
Doing good. Thanks for having us on. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
How you doing
absolutely.
tonight?
Definitely, man. I'm telling you, I am doing spectacular. And man, you guys got one heck of a project. We'll definitely be talking about that here in just a few moments. Rico, how is your mic coming through? Oh, all right. No, that's all
Uno
right.
momento.
That's I feel like this is all about live TV, live podcast, live whatever it is you're watching this on. But man, I tell you, and of course we got the only guy that I know that levels up every day, crypto bonds. Man, there he is.
Was
Looking
good.
good tonight, brother.
Thanks. Same to you,
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And
partner.
partner, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I guess the man, the myth, and the legend, Moneybags Rico, he'll be back here in just a moment. But guys, you know the drill. If you've watched this before, we're going to go through the Bitcoin chart here in just a bit, see what that looks like. We are going to be talking about some of the items that are going on in the news. Of course, we got the big one with SEC. Bronze, have you seen that one?
Yes, I did. I mean, I got it queued up, ready to go after we go over our little weekly chart. But it's
Tell me you guys can hear me now.
cringy. Yes, we
Yeah.
can.
Yes,
There
we
we
can.
go.
Welcome back. Welcome
And
back.
look, and the guys are they're giving me 5 minutes before this thing starts. You know that? We got our pep talk before we start. We got our
Yeah.
5 minute countdown. You guys, you might think that 5 minutes is long. Rico needs those because technical difficulties, man. I mean,
Yeah.
everything was squared away right to the end. But yeah, happy to be here. This is pretty epic. It shows a lot of who we are, the characters that we are right in this crypto space, and kind of defines what we're trying to do and get the message out there. So I'm really excited today.
Yeah, well said. Well said. And Rico, we appreciate you and all that you do. And of course, we got a very special guest here tonight with Hedge Fund Bill, and we talk about being stronger together, and we mean it. And I think that in the crypto space is kind of exactly what we need. The tribalism, those walls that need to be built up, they need to be torn down. And when we find the right projects, we want to stick with the right projects. So,
Right.
Moneybags Rico, I know that you're part of this project as well.
Yeah.
But it is a pleasure to have both of you guys on talking about this project tonight. So,
Yeah, it's our pleasure as well, John. And what
Yes,
an
thank
intro,
you.
man. And, yeah, what an intro, John. And I mean, that's exactly why you're John. That's what you do, man. And I mean,
Well,
when we were saying stronger together before, if you didn't believe it and you had doubts and maybe you thought that we picked and choose, I mean, put it out right now. That's it right there. That's as good as it gets right there. But yeah,
There you go.
um,
There you go.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, all right. So away we go. We're going to go ahead and jump right into the chart then. Take a look at this BTC charts. I tell you though, I don't know. I feel like we've been going sideways for a little bit. Let me know that you guys can see that okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. So let's talk about this a little bit. So we're taking a look at our daily candles. Now, if you take a look at over, really, this is probably the past, well, starting right around here, this was back on the 18th of March, and we kind of went sideways for a little bit. Well, guess what? We jumped up, and man, we ended up
Yeah.
right where we started. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this kind of happens, right? But overall, the momentum is still positive, and we got a lot of positive news still coming out of the space. We've been guessing some of these numbers and what these are going to predict week over week, and man, I don't know. I feel like we just got to go status quo. Clint, you've been doing really well with this. What say you? What do you think we're going to go ahead and continue to go sideways? Are we going down?
yeah, I do for maybe at least a month. It's even with this week, there was a sell off, right? And presumably it was the government, their bag of Bitcoin. It's almost like clockwork. They did that last month. they did it this month. Some are just speculating that it's when something's going on, something's broke, they cash out on some Bitcoin. So if the government's using Bitcoin, that's the future.
There you go. Yeah, they're afraid, aren't they? I mean, now to be fair, if they sold, that is one pathetic bag. I feel like my bag is bigger than that, but we'll see. You know, but I hear you, and you're right. It just like seems like timing is everything. And I wonder also if these dumps have a tendency to align with the traditional markets. But Rico, what do you think? We going sideways, down, up?
What's good what you mentioned earlier, right? That we kind of ended up in the same spot. Technically we did, but we're like on the other side of it, right? Because prior, when we were in that spot that you're talking about, we tapped 2 times, that was acting as a resistance. But now that we jumped over that and came back down, so long as we stay on that same line that you talked about, now it's acting as a support. And I always say that prior resistance become future support. So as long as we can hold that line right there that you marked out, I mean, that's pretty solid right there, and we'll be looking pretty good. And I'll always be transparent. If we lose that that support right there, then we could potentially see where that EMA, what EMA is that you have right there, that baby blue one. What moving
Pull
average
it
is
back
that?
up here. Bear with me. Yeah, bear with me. So, this moving average right here has got to be our
Let me see that.
99-day average.
Okay, yeah, it does respect that one. Yeah, but right now we can stay above those two humps right there. My hump. We're good because and you can see that happening right there on the right. We had that pullback, and then that last candle is green, so it's holding on to that support right there that was a resistance before. So it's a textbook consolidation, and then pump right back up to the next high.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's up, Bill?
Yeah, Bill. What say you?
Yeah, I see it pulling down right now, but I think it might go a little lower. But I think a lot of it has to do with the government and what happens with the banks in the next couple days or weeks. I know the government's fighting crypto pretty hard right now, so I'm not exactly sure how it's going to play out, to be honest with you, but it's definitely going to be choppy for a while.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and you're right. There's a lot going on in the government space right now, and we'll be talking about the SEC in just a moment in that news. If you do take a look at the RSI this is 4 hour. I feel like we got to go to the daily to take a look at the RSI. RSI is hanging right around the middle. Yeah, I don't know. It really could go either way. And you're right. You're absolutely right, Bill. I just don't know which way. Who's got that crystal ball? I don't know. I feel like let's go
John,
watch.
And
Yeah,
John, my bad. I don't mean to cut you off, but the 200 moving average on the daily, that's basically that's the lens that you got to look through, because that's what everybody's looking through for the most part. That's where that rainbow chart is the rainbow chart is kind of associated with that 200 moving average. So if you really want to know, that's when we broke past that. That's when we got all this bullish momentum. So as long as we stay above that 200 moving average, we could do all kinds of ups and downs and even do a spiral if we want. So long as we stay above that 200 moving average, we're pretty good.
Yeah. Well said. And you're right. I think so. As long as we don't drop below that's baby blue moving average, we should be in pretty good shape. And you saw it right here, bounce right off of it, and go for its little epic rise there. But I mean, I definitely feel bullish on Bitcoin, on crypto.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, if I didn't, I don't think any of us would be here. But future's bright. It's just we just need to get right back into the swing of things and get right back into summer. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for that.
Here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. Summer in Florida is a little rough sometimes.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Preaching to the choir, sir.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Yeah,
little
and
tough
summer
down
over
here
here,
in
same
Texas.
thing. I mean, it's Las Vegas. It's going to get
Exactly.
crazy hot.
Yeah.
Crazy hot.
But
And
it's
then,
a dry.
Sounds like
Yeah, it's a dry heat. You're right. Yeah. Florida's tough. Yeah. Florida's tough. You're sticky
Texas
all the time.
too.
yeah.
And we're all in the hot spots.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you.
Yeah.
I tell you.
No, we're hot
But,
over here.
That's all right. I feel like our winters are real nice, so it's give and take.
Oh, yeah.
But all right. So I tell you what, let's switch it into the news. Now, there's a lot been going on, and we do have a kind of a big one. And the big one that we're talking about, of course, is SEC Chair Gensler getting grilled on whether or not Ethereum is a security or if it's commodity. And if now I know that Bronze has a clip here ready to go, and we want
Yeah.
to see that here in just a second. But if you had an opportunity to watch it, man, did this guy squirm? Now they were asking
Oh,
all the right
seriously.
questions. They were, yeah, for sure. He was sweating. In fact, I think he was even shaking. But
Literally, yeah.
yeah,
Bill, did you see this? You see this
No,
video?
actually, I have not seen it. I've heard about
Okay.
it, but I've been busy with
Okay.
a rough week. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
someone who's
well,
stressful Rico knows.
then I
Okay.
think what we want to do is get
Like
that
fear.
video clip up there, and then we're going to go right for Bill's first impression on it.
All right.
Mine's as well. Mine's as well. Let's see
Can you
what
guys
we
hear
got
it?
going on. No sound.
No,
I definitely want to see him get grilled. I'll tell you that.
You hear the sound?
Nah.
No sound.
no sound.
No sound. Oh, okay.
If you got
Hold
that
on
link,
here
if
a
you
second.
want to dump it into the private chat, I can get her up.
You telling me
Oh,
the sound guy doesn't have sound?
Man,
I know. I got the sound. It should have been selected. Let's see.
You guys don't even know when I got my camera
Twitter.
to look good. All I could think about was Crypto Bronze here. I was like, oh, I think he's gonna like that. He's our technical guy. I was like, I think
I
he's gonna like
know.
that.
You guys are all pros. You have lights, so
there you go.
Popular digital assets in terms
Okay,
of
there you
the
go.
blockchain.
You
Back
turn it
in
up a bit?
2018, then SEC Corporation Finance Director Bill Hinman stated that he believed Ether was not a security. Last month, CFTC Chair Benham expressed his view that Ether is a commodity. The State Attorney General of New York asserted in a court filing last month that Ether is a security. Clearly, an asset cannot be both a commodity and a security. Do you agree?
Actually, all securities are commodity under the Commodity and Exchange Act. It's that we are excluded commodities. But I would agree that a security cannot be also an excluded commodity and an included commodity. I'm sorry, Chair, just to talk about the Commodity Exchange Act more precisely.
Okay, so do you recognize, how would you categorize Ether then?
Look, I think that the general sweep of what Congress did, not just in the 30s, but as amended
I'm
over the
asking you,
years,
sitting in your chair now, to make an assessment under the laws as exist. Is Ether a commodity or a security?
without speaking to any one.
I know you've
token,
repeatedly
it's
said
a
you're not
matter
going to
of
speak to
facts.
one, except you've spoken to one, Bitcoin. So I'm asking you to speak to a second one, the second largest market cap here.
And speaking to the tokens, there's 10 to 12,000. If there's a group of entrepreneurs in the
I'm asking
middle
about
that
one.
the public is anticipating a profit based on the.
I'm asking you a specific question, Chair Gensler. I said this in private. This should be no shock to you. I'm asking this question. Is Ether a commodity or a security?
And again, it depends on the facts and the law. And if there's a group of
I'm
individuals
asking you about the
in
facts and the
middle-
law sitting in your seat and the judgment you are making.
And so, Mr. Chair, I think you would not want me to prejudge because I'm also.
But you have
chair-
prejudged on this. You've taken 50 enforcement actions. We're finding out as we go, as you file suit, as people get Wells notices on what is a security in your view, in your agency's view. I'm asking you a very simple question about the second largest digital asset. What is your view?
And my view is if there's a group of individuals in the middle that the public is
All
anticipating.
right, so let me just
profit
ask a
based
second
on those
question then.
efforts.
Do you think it serves the market for an object to be viewed by the commodities regulator as a commodity and the securities regulator to be viewed as a security? Do you think that provides safety and soundness for the product? Do you think it provides consumer protection? Do you think it serves the value of innovation? I think no should be a very simple answer for you here.
I think
That uncertainty is bad, is it not?
And I think that Congress has said that there's one agency, the Securities and Exchange Commission, under this committee.
And you won't answer my question, and you're the head of that agency. So give me a break. Come on.
And we'll stop it right there because that same kind of vibe, that run through, whereas back and forth. Please tell us: is it a security? Is it a commodity? Well,
That's
I just get it out.
cringe,
Can I just
cringe
go?
worthy.
Let me just go. Let me just go because I can't contain it no more. Okay, I had to like almost
Rico,
bite my
Go,
lips
go.
and stuff. You know, I couldn't even.
to the
This
moment.
guy, this guy. I feel bad if he has a wife because you know she's never gonna get an answer out of this guy. Or I mean, geez, like I don't know why we're allowed to like. I don't know why these games are allowed to be played on such a high level, right? Of just like that runaround. It's like just answer the question. Like I can't trust you with a lot of stuff if you're gonna be playing dumb like that. Like I don't know, man. It's just because we all know he does that on purpose. So like that, whenever it benefits him to come up with whatever he wants to come up with at that time and period, then that's when he comes up with it. So you know, so that's why he never really answers it directly or whatever. So he can just, like he said, on the fly, just keep coming up with new reasons why. But man, I don't know. As a man, if you ask me something, I'm gonna tell you how it is. You know, whatever it is. That guy was. I don't know. You guys take over before I keep talking too much on this
Yeah.
thing.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bill. Why don't you take us away? What are your first impressions on that?
I think it's just clearly showing him as the weasel that he is.
Man,
Can't give a straight answer, won't give a straight answer, and
right.
got his own agenda.
Man, why couldn't I say that, Bill?
That's all right.
The whole system's all in cahoots, and
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's why I don't know how long it's going to take until it breaks down and people realize. And I mean, we're at a local crypto club that I meet with that just opened up in Florida, and a lot of the people that come in, they're not young kids. They're a lot of the older gentlemen, and they're pissed off, and they want to know what crypto's about, how they can get away from the government taxes and the regulations and all this stuff. They're scared where their money's going to go. Even my own father is, and
Yeah.
he doesn't know where to put his money right now.
That says a lot right there, Bill.
They're scared of crypto. They don't understand it. So there's a whole world out there that we need to educate.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, well said, and you're right. It is. It's scary, and and both sides too, because, and this is why, in part, we're here. We want to educate. We want to get the word out. We want folks to feel comfortable about it. Understand that that's what we're trying to do. Now,
Right.
I agree. I don't know what the future looks like, but I don't think that the future is fiat. Now, it may be, but it may be in a digital form. A digital form, I think, is probably on the horizon. There is no way we can continue to be in the same situation that we're in for too much longer. Things have to change. So we shall see. But Bronze, what do you think? What's your take on that clip?
Yeah. I mean, the writing is on the wall. I mean, it just really looks bad for him and the agency. Yeah, there has to be change with this. If you can't answer a simple question, this has been going on for years,
Mm-hmm.
and he's still yeah, it's obviously there's some agenda that he's putting out to. And when he first became the chairman, the SEC, people were rooting for it because he had the background of crypto. I mean, he's partnered up with I would say directly with Algorand, but yeah, that's another. He basically was chilling back in the days with
Yeah.
Algorand, but now that he's SEC's suing Bittrex, and
The banks got to him.
The banks got to him. Yep.
there you go.
Yep. You know what's crazy too is like when you saying he was chilling before, it was like, and then Bill's saying he's a weasel. It's a good way to like describe him without getting in too much trouble. But he's definitely a weasel. I like that one because with all these inflations and stuff, none of this is going to stop till there's like a certain amount of unemployment. So all this stuff that he cares about people and he's doing all this stuff is like, no, you don't, because there's going to be a certain number, almost like a quota that has to be hit for this to even really stop. Like that's the way history shows that usually there's a certain amount of unemployment before this inflation thing even starts to slow down. So we're not even close to that number. Like prior times that we got close to the number of unemployment has to go up. So you're taking jobs away from people, and now you not only taking jobs away from people, but you don't want them to have nothing to fall back on. So because crypto would be that net, crypto would be that net that you don't got to try to come up with a whole new idea or nothing. You can just kind of hold some stuff and really take care of yourself. But he wants to basically leave you nowhere to hide, nowhere to go, and just back to the palms of the bankers.
Yeah. There's one more clip, and it's pretty short. It's another congressman, his closing statements. I just wanted to share that real quick.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just reiterating what we're talking about.
Chairman Gensler, your record of failures to protect investors, and abuses of power make it clear that we need to restructure the Securities and Exchange Commission. The failures are many, but let me cite some of the abuses. You average more than 2 rules proposals a month. You provide inappropriately short comment periods. You have unworkable and unlawful ESG disclosure mandates on the market. You have essentially a Hotel California rule for crypto where you can check in anytime you like, but you can never leave. You have endless discovery with no resolution and no clarity for the captives in the market. You have unworkable proposals for overhauling equity market structure, a de facto ban on crypto through proposed custody rule. You have high staff turnover, unhappy people leaving your office, and unhappy companies and capital leaving our country. To correct a long series of abuses, I'm introducing legislation that removes the chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission and replaces the role with an executive director that reports to the board where all authority would reside. Former chairs of the SEC will be ineligible under my proposed bill. And this isn't just my take. It resonates across the political spectrum. The American people want democratic access to capital, retail investor participation. You can't just exclude retail investors from markets and claim it's for their own good. Our markets need to function and flourish, and I yield back.
Yeah. You know what I like about that is not so much that they're saying, listen, you need to step down and we have a better solution for you. But when they said it earlier, they're saying you're picking and choosing. He can't decide whether it's a security or a commodity. And in fact, he has now initiated 50 separate attacks on what he deems is, well, what? A security, a commodity. And the problem with that, of course, is then he's basically setting the rules, and I wonder if it's in his favor. You had indicated earlier that he was shilling with another project, and if he's still into crypto, which he could very well be, he's basically setting his own path so that he can be successful and make money on the back end. Now, corruption, weasel, yes, absolutely, no question. I wouldn't doubt that the bankers had something to do with it. Maybe he's playing both sides. But I think that overall, we got to get this guy out. And he's corrupt to the core.
Yeah. I don't think that they, because, I always talk about like how crypto is like that dragon, they cut the head off and then like 3 more heads grow. I think they really like lost control where they're like, we can slay this dragon. I know we can. And then eventually it was like, yeah, now we have to just like, I don't know, come up with our own token. Because I really think that at one point they really believed that they could stop cryptocurrency altogether. And just like what they did with Kraken and with the staking and whatnot like that. And what happened instantly was DeFi staking just blew up out of nowhere. It's like, all right, cool. We won't do centralized staking. No problem. New dragon head come right out. And that's something with crypto that's very unique is that the regulations, they can't write them fast enough to, once they cut the head off, it's like a new dragon got a new style. And it's like, you would have to forge a whole new knife, to try to cut the next dragon's head off. It's not the same and stuff. So I love
the regulations is the problem, right? And I think that what the problem is, define it for us. Define it for those that are looking to purchase and they can't do it. And I get it. It's not easy. But maybe what they need to do is take the laws that were started back in 1931 and either eliminate or modify or change so that it is a little bit more modern and something that is not damn near 100 years old. Yeah. So I think we're going to see some change. It's going to be both in the SEC and in the commodities space, but I think we're also going to see some very hefty laws being modified, eliminated, and or, well, I don't know. We'll see, created. So
Yeah.
That's it's really good that you even mentioned like the commodities as well. Because that brings like Bitcoin into the talk again. And when Bitcoin topples gold and stuff like that, that type of market cap is just going to be crazy because it's not going nowhere. So just not financial advice. We didn't get to say this time early in the beginning, but yeah, not financial advice, but load your bag, whatever that means to you. If you're loading it with this or that, I don't know, but just make sure you guys hold on to something because it's basically the future. And try to get gold around or even piles of cash that weighs a lot of a lot of weight, you know, so it's not convenient to be moving a lot of cash around or moving gold around for that matter. This is the future. This is it.
Yeah, for sure. Any closing remarks on this bill?
Not really. I'm just trying to see where what happens next with the SEC and the government, and how America handles it if they go to the digital dollar or the Fed now comes out. If people are just going to go with it and say, okay, this is it, and here's my digital dollar now, or they're going to rise up and say, no, we're not going to do this. So I think there's a lot of unknowns, but I think it's going to play out.
That Fed now is dangerous. Future. The Fed now is dangerous because all they got to do is say, to claim your taxes, you got to claim it like this. Bam, got you. Oh, you want your you want to use your Medicaid or whatever it is, anything to do. Your unemployment, you're unemployed, you're going through hard times. Oh, we'll give you your unemployment, but you need to get it through Fed now.
Yeah.
And that's how you know.
I think all this regulation it's just not good for the U.S. because they're going to be sending a lot of jobs and a lot of opportunity to other countries.
I agree.
Central America,
especially there,
El Salvador, and all the other countries that are inviting people in and making jobs and building wealth for their countries, and we can't really turn our backs on it. It doesn't make sense to me, but what do I know?
Coinbase is thinking about moving out.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
This is
really? No, come on now. Tell me more.
Because the uncertainty and in order,
I mean,
they're not really
understand the reasons why, but is this true?
It's the word on the streets.
Oh, well, now I don't know. I don't like to play like that. We'll see what happens.
I'll find some sources. Yeah, later.
Talk to your connections, Bronze.
Ooh, FUD, man. Come on,
man. But that's
all right.
These are great.
Let's talk about the good. Let's talk about the good, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about SEC, and I feel like it just makes me sick to my stomach. So we're going to talk about something a little bit more positive. I'd love to hear more about the good that's going on in Hedge Fund DeFi Project. So Rico, Bill, I don't know who wants to kick us off, but let me go ahead and pull up the website here so that we have that to take a look.
And I'll have some fun with it and let everybody know Bill's the CEO of Hedge Fund, and I'm the guy that's going to tell you about Hedge Fund because I like what we're doing over there, right? But John, if you can scroll down for me, there's a specific spot that I like in this website, right? Just keep scrolling down. Down.
Rico, let me interject. Don't forget about my partner, Ken.
Oh, yeah. And Ken's in the chat, actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Ken, who else?
Hedge Fund Ken.
Who else?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's up in the chat. So big shout out to
a lot of other
Hedge
support
Fund
that we have. I don't want to mention any names. They're all on the Telegram and help out a lot. I really appreciate everybody's support and help. And
Absolutely. We really do. For those who are watching now and probably watching it later, scroll up a little bit. John, I think we passed it up because I was talking a little bit. Scroll up a little bit more, if you don't mind.
Sure. Roadmap.
Just a little bit. Keep going.
The roadmap. Here we go.
It says right there. That's the spot right there. Utilities. Scroll down a little bit. Right there. That little paragraph right there. I can't see it. It's too small on my screen.
Well, do you want me to read it off?
Yeah.
So Hedge Fund is a project with true utility with a portfolio of established, trusted projects on multiple blockchains in which rewards are paid for each specific hedge fund project's token and USDC rewards. Having multiple blockchains allows arbitrage opportunities between blockchains and endless future possibilities. Arbitrage between hedge fund projects will create volume, which in turn creates a continuous flow of rewards.
Yeah, so that's my favorite part. That sums up a lot of hedge fund right there, right? And because we're diversifying our funds, right? Through not only through USDC, but also through the blockchain, right? And also kind of protecting yourself from the volatility in crypto. So you're always going to be getting USDC rewards, and you can pick and choose, just like how we're doing a nice little podcast like this. There's no barriers right there. We said trusted project. So we would be able to buy some BRB cash and, have that as a hedge as well, because that's what we want to do. And this podcast is proof of that. What we're doing is proof of that. And we also have hedge fund on AVAX. So we're also going to be teaching people, and I'll be doing videos on it once the volume picks up, on what exactly arbitrage is and benefits of it and what you guys can potentially make some gains off of arbitrage. So there's a lot of diversification right there that I really like, and also kind of like what we do here on the podcast, where we're not, the tribal mindset. We don't want to talk to anybody else or nothing like that. We had a couple projects where they invested into the pre-sale, and those are projects that we're going to invest into, and kind of having that true hedge name, and really, not building no barriers and rubbing elbows like we're doing right now. So I think that says it has a lot of what we are right there.
Oh, well said. And so, guys, tell me a little bit more about the tokenomics. Looks like we got a total supply of 1 million.
Yeah,
Correct.
1 million. Yeah, you go ahead, Bill. You can get this part. You go ahead, get
so
yeah.
we're on AVAX first. So we're total supply of 1 million tokens on AVAX. Now we're also on ETH. We just launched and had a pre-sale and hit the soft cap, and we're off and running. And so we're same supply on both chains, 1 million on AVAX, 1 million on ETH. So the tokenomics currently, which may change, we're not sure yet, but currently it's 15% buy, 15% sell, because we're trying to avoid the cheaters and to make the holders get the rewards. That tax may sell to get new investors in. The tax may change to get new investors in, but 10% of the rewards is USDC. So every buy and sell, 10% goes back to the holders. Then 3% to liquidity, 2% to marketing. The hedge fund token contract has to be updated. It's live and audited, and it's up on. It's in our Telegram chat. But
Yeah.
Some revisions have to be made now to the website since we're live with ETH now.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm going to bring up the chart, actually. It looks good, right? Usually there's like a launch and it cannot go that good, right? And it's pretty cool to see the launch. And yeah, of course, everybody wants it just to go to the moon right away, right? And just put on your moon boots and go to sleep with them on like your brand new pair of shoes, like when you're a kid. But nonetheless, the chart is holding up really well. And eventually what's going to happen is people are going to see that they can day trade this as well, especially if we change the tokenomics, if we want to lower them to bring more people in, because the selling pressure is not going to be there from people selling the reflection. So it'd be real easy to determine where the support and resistance is at. And at the same time, we've already rubbed elbows with a project that's bought into the pre-sale, which are on the BSC network. So hedge fund is on the AVAX network. We have it now on the ETH network. We're doing USDC, so it's helping you stable up, right? And then they're on the BNB network. So that's Binance. So you got almost all the networks right there under one umbrella, where if you're mingling with us, you're going to learn how to diversify your funds no matter what. You're not going to accidentally get caught up over here or accidentally get caught up over there. And it's going to automatically help you out. And in turn, because of AVAX hedge fund and on the ETH side, that's going to show you how to arbitrage. And I say it like that because I was doing that without knowing what that word meant. I was buying it from an ATM in Arizona, and I was selling it on Coinbase. I noticed there was like a $4 to $5 difference. And I'm like, if I do this many times, nonstop, a bunch of times, I can make this much money. And I didn't even know what the word was or how it was. Nobody showed me this stuff. So so that's why I'm saying when we got the volume and we can do that, I want to make some videos and show the community, because I didn't have that nobody to show me or even tell me that this word meant something. I just thought I was just being super smart. It's like, no, everybody knows about it. But yeah, so that's what we got going on. And of course, we appreciate you guys, and it's a pleasure being here with all my team. Basically, it's all my bros, basically all my crypto bros, and this is what we're about. Just growing this space.
Let's pull up the charts. Take a look at it. You said it looks pretty good. Let's
do it. Looks pretty good. Right here, it's looking good. Looking pretty vertical.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then we'll break down the times right here.
Yeah.
So we'll go lower, right? We'll keep going. And, we wanted a lot of volume, but what was nice was obviously we've seen the markets pulling back and shaking up the space quite a bit. But, we just kind of held on. Obviously, we wanted it to keep going and pump. Who doesn't want that? Somebody would be lying if they said that, no, we just want it. No, of course we want it to pump, and we want everybody to feel secure and have, that moon boy story or whatnot. But at least while Bitcoin and everything else was pulling back, there's something here. Not only is there a good community that's actually believing in what we're doing, but also a team that didn't just yank everything off on top of everybody, right? We want to send this. We want to keep pushing. And this is a very small project with very big ambitions that I believe that we'll be able to achieve. So
That's great.
yeah,
For sure.
We're into organic growth and staying around for the long term.
Yeah, it's definitely important. You want to make sure that you get your community baked in. Now, take a look at your roadmap here. It looks like you're kind of at that point, right? You want to start to build your Twitter followers. You want to build your Telegram groups, and I think honestly, I think we all know especially when the project is so young, the community is crucial. Getting the
Yeah.
community together, getting them to rally behind the project, get the word out. I mean, there is nothing more important for a young
right.
project like yourself. So like even just getting on right now, I feel like this has to happen. The more that you do this, the better off you're going to be for the project overall.
Right.
So,
And
I mean,
John, you just said something that reminded me. I actually have something for these two wonderful projects that I'm a part of. And it's going to be for the community, basically. I'm not going to say nothing just yet because I want to make sure I lock it in and everything's going to be really good. But it's going to be something where you get incentivized for shilling, okay? And we're going to keep the communities active. It's something brand new. Actually, none of the guys actually know because it was like about 20 minutes before this podcast. I basically locked it in or whatever. And Rico, pulling strings wherever I can. I'm just 24/7 in this Telegram space, and I'm looking forward to bringing it out and saving us some money, and also making some money for the community. Where maybe this is a thank you for you guys trusting us and still being around. So I'm saving the team some money, and I'm gonna make the community some money. How's that sound? That sounds good to
well,
me.
I don't know. Making money, yeah, that sounds like a good
Kiss my arm,
idea.
Rico.
Yeah, there you go.
I
Yeah,
love
that's
it.
one way to sell it, Rico. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, we're all for it. Of course, we appreciate everything that you do. I mean, really,
It's my
really.
pleasure.
So you got very broad shoulders, and we're thankful to have you part of the team. But
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I think that the future is very bright. You guys, if you haven't checked out this project, if you haven't checked out Hedge Fund DeFi, you got to check it out. Their website is hedgefund-defi.com. And let me just pull up their Twitter. And that's going to be at hedgefund_DeFi. So you got to check it out. Actually, you guys, you're already up to almost nearly 2,000 followers on Twitter. How's your Telegram coming along?
A little over 1,000. We're getting there.
Okay.
Getting
Yeah,
there.
that's
Getting there.
that's a pretty strong following. You guys actually started off. When did your contract go live? Was it
The ETH was
just this
just the
past
other
week?
day. Yeah, the ETH
Okay.
was just this past week, and AVAX we've been live for about five or 6 months with the new contract.
No,
Yep.
no. And I think it's smart. I think that, you're talking to an ETH head. So I feel like
Wow.
Ethereum is the chain. But now, to be fair, you all, and I feel like anyone watching this right now knows that the gas fees are just insane. And they haven't really been good over the past week. Got to be honest, seem very high. When you take a look at Zavax, man, I tell you, it's fast. The transactions are super cheap. And I think that there is something to be said to be on to AVAX, and I don't know. I feel like the future is definitely bright
Yeah.
for this project overall. There's no question. Bill,
Yeah, we're
did you have
trying.
any closing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was just going to say we're trying to diversify, so be on different chains. So in case something does happen on one of the projects, either AVAX or Ethereum, or if we go into BNB, or Ken and I been talking a lot about lately of putting money into an asset, maybe
Arbitron.
Bitcoin or something, arbitrage, but putting money into
Trust me.
something that the government cannot mess with and
Right.
shut down. So we're still running through different ideas, and we're open to listen to all of our community members and figuring out different utilities, consulting also with new projects.
And
Yeah.
you got to do it right. And I feel like when you start opening up and you allow the community to have some input, because I feel like that's important. It's crucial because there are so many things and so many individuals out there that do bring a lot to the table. and exploring other chains absolutely makes sense. We initially, I felt like, well, we just wanted our, BRBC just needed to be on Ethereum. But when you take a look at that, what you do is you close yourself to a large portion of the rest of the world. And
Absolutely.
you just can't do that, especially in this space.
No.
We're not talking about 100% saturation of the world market. We're talking about maybe 5%, maybe 10%, depending on what you're looking at.
Yeah.
And try to capture that 10% with the amount of projects that are going on, the amount of different chains that people are focused in on is difficult. So you have to, I think you got the right idea, explore the different chains and see what else is out there.
Yeah. I got a
Thank
couple
you.
things before we close out, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah,
Um,
please.
So, we'll be buying back into the AVAX one, of course. So, not financial advice, of course. We've already hinted, I hinted that we will be buying BRB cash as well. So, these prices are where they are right now. When our volume picks up, we are the hedge fund and we will be getting some of these tokens. So, you guys connect the dots, read in between the lines, like people like to say. But these prices will and are subject to change in a positive way. And a shameless plug that I got going on right now is I think it's on my YouTube channel because I know we're streaming on, I think, over 4 different things right now. There's the link for that exchange that I'm working with. If you guys can sign up, you deposit $100, you get $100. You can either trade that $100 or just put it right into BRB cash or put it into hedge fund or whatever you want to use that $100. So long as you're within the United States and Canada, deposit 100 and you will get 100 and do with it as you please because it's not financial advice. And I'll end on that note right there.
Yeah, there it is. Drop the mic.
Boom.
There. Boom.
Boom.
Yes. No, I think it's great, and it's all about bringing the communities together. And Rico, what's your YouTube? What do we have here? Bear with me. Let me see if I can find this because
And I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Maybe if somebody watches this video later on, they can.
Absolutely.
This is the one for the exchange, so you guys can. Because to be honest with both of these projects, the money that comes from this little thing that we got going on is going right back into these projects because it's our community's money, and I just want to. Well, I want to keep pumping what I'm doing, and I want to. Yeah, you got to put in some work. The hidden mile it's called. This is the hidden mile is what Rico's doing. The one nobody gets credit for. There's no trophies at the end of this mile. Nobody sees you. There's nobody clapping. This is the hidden mile right here. But maybe some of you guys are running with me. Let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, well said. Bronze, any thoughts? Anything you want to focus in on? Any questions?
No, congrats, Bill. Looks like a very good, solid project, and wish you the best, and hopefully we'll all grow together.
That's what
For sure.
it's all about.
Appreciate the kind words, and it's great meeting you guys today.
Yeah.
Same.
Well, absolutely, Bill. Bill, listen, we want to know what's going on with the project moving forward. So you are more than welcome to come back at any time. Of course, you and whoever else you want to bring on. And
Yeah.
Rico,
Appreciate
of
it.
course, well, you know how we feel. Bronze, man, that's like a virtual high five right there.
Yeah.
But guys, listen, we appreciate all that you guys do. We thank everyone for joining us tonight and tuning on in. And if you're listening to this pre-recorded, check out all the links that we got down below. And guys, have a great night. Peace.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, peace.
Take care.
Later.
Have a good night, everyone.
Later, guys.